What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another venture with the Bearded Bobber. And we're talking about the 2023 Indian motorcycle lineup. Now, let's start off with a couple things. FTR gets some upgrades, Chief gets some accessories, all Thunderstroke and Power Plus get some clutch stuff, and we get a Challenger Elite. So that's where we're at right now. Let's talk about it. So first off, Thunderstroke and Power Plus. I want to get some of these technical things out of the way, talk about the accessories, talk about the FTR. I want to make a separate video on the FTR, separate video on the Challenger Elite. I really dig the Elite. And then we're going to talk about just paint on these motorcycles. There's nothing else really to talk about. So it's kind of like a year-to-year thing. If I don't talk about it, somebody's going to let me ask me why I didn't. So no big deal. Let's talk about it. So one thing you'll notice is the Thunderstroke and Power Plus models receive a new clutch and improve overall feel and forgiveness. The new slipper clutch reduces engine drag, which provides a smoother, downshifting experience and comfortable ride while improving your ability to maintain traction. Stop, okay? The new clutch makes it where you don't get as much fatigue on your hand if you live in like the city where you're dealing with traffic all the time and you gotta on, off the clutch. That's the main thing they're saying. Man, I've always felt like my clutches were great. There's a lot of tension. You're just holding back a lot of power. So definitely nice for anybody getting a new Thunderstroke or Power Plus motor. Definitely something I'm sure people will like. Your hand's definitely gonna not be mad about it. But also, if you're riding in the city, man, that sucks. Chiefs maybe, like these new Chiefs getting in and out of traffic is probably pretty good. I hate the lane split in California, so most of the time it doesn't bother me. That being said, the Indian, Springfield, Chieftain, all the big bikes, big bikes, that's all they really had to say, is they all get a new and improved LED light. They improved the LED light that they have. People think they don't have LED lights from the factory, that's because it doesn't scream that it's LED light, so they're like, oh, it's not LED. It is. They just don't, it kept an old school looking design, but gave you an LED because LED works correctly. That being said, they increased the way it works, the coverage and everything else to give you an overall better visibility. Now, the heated seats and cooled seats, something I don't know anything about on the big bikes. They made it to where like the button kind of has reaction. The way they say this is now features haptics, which allow riders to feel buttons responsive, like being responsive when wearing gloves. So I'm guessing a little like a click or something to it to where you know, hey, I hit the button. So that being said, the ride command, this one got me a little bit. The FTR ride command is now the 4-inch display, same as the Chief. Now you have the accessibility to hook them up to ride command, know when your services need to be done, and you can track the bike. I love the fact that you can track the bike off of it. I actually didn't know you couldn't do that from the first part. And one other thing before we get into it, before we get into accessories, one accessory that's not them. They work with Cruise tools now, and they actually made it like these little tool packs and little roll-ups kind of thing. I'm definitely going to be getting one. I would like to have the correct tools on my bike when I'm out on the road. Now, the Indian Chief, that's okay. Well, the Indian Chief, I can't. How do I carry anything? Like, yeah, I might be doing something in the future to do that. I can't talk about it yet because why ruin the surprise? But they have these new bags, and I like to call them the messenger bag. And my Scout Bobber has one, but now they made it where they have one for each side. Why they never did that for the Scout Bobber, I don't know. But I never thought about having two. So for me, I could probably maybe have one on the Chief. And it's super nice to have. If you guys haven't had one, trying to carry stuff with you. Let me see. Hold on one sec. Put down my little tablet of information. This is my Cortec tank bag. It's magnetic, and I click it right on top of the tank, which I don't like doing, especially if you have anything custom. So I don't want to put that bag on there all the time. And with the Bobber, you don't have to. Plus, there's kind of a way to hide your registration and stuff like that on the bike. Now, these aren't locking bags, so like I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying I might do that. Or at least take it off when I'm parked or whatever and then re-put it back in there. So stuff like that. It's nice to have. They work really well if you don't want those big bags from the Super Chief on there. So the Indian Challenger is also getting a reduced kickstand for the Indian Challenger and the Indian Pursuit. Of course, they set it the same way. The Syndicate heated seat is also going to the Challenger. So what's funny is I actually didn't read this. They talk about they talk about those bags for the Chief that I was just talking about, and they're saying for people who don't want to give up style. Well, yeah, no one wants to give up style. Then the Chief is also getting a 2-up Syndicate seat. It's what they're calling this seat. So instead of having the comfort, the solo, and then adding the pillion, you're getting just a 1-in all-together seat. Now, real quick on the FTR, before we start getting into the boring stuff, we're gonna say the FTR is actually getting a retuned front braking system that provides a firmer feel. New clutch improves feel and performance. All speedometers are moved up for easier viewing, and all models are now standard with a new sport exhaust muffler. So that's the FTR lineup. It says across the board for those. You know, they're bringing over the FTR and the FTR Rally, but we can get into, let's see, we can get into the boring part, the stuff that you guys can all do on the website. You can go build your bike, do the colors, but every time I've never like done this, man, like somebody said something to me. Real quick, and we're gonna kind of speed run this, all right? FTR. The FTR comes with black metallic and stealth gray on orange bursts. Some of these will be popping up, especially if I think they look really cool. The FTR Sport, black metallic, white, and is one of them, and then the white lightning over Indy red. Now, one thing I will say is the black metallic FTR is still starting at $13,499 US. The FTR Sport has some, like a chin spoiler, the rear fender, like the rear passenger cover. So everything about that bike is still like really sporty. You know, the wheels look really cool. You have the FTR Carbon, this time with a gold like pinstripe to it, and it's just a really good looking bike. It has the ride command, all that fun stuff in it. Now, like, let's say you have the 4-inch touchscreen powered by the ride command, navigation, Bluetooth. You know, you have your standard ride modes on all these bikes: lean angle, sensitivity, stability, traction control, wheelie, rear lift, navigation, USB port, cruise control. One of the big differences on that ride command for the FTR is it's got a big like plug-in spot right on the side of it, where the Chief doesn't have that. I'm actually curious why the Chief doesn't have that. I mean, I'm glad it doesn't have that big side port, but interesting. FTR Rally. Now the FTR Rally I think is really, really cool. Coming in black smoke, and it's got that like tan desert frame. It doesn't give me a color of the frame, but man, I think it looks really, really cool. It's such a cool looking motorcycle for this. I want one just to take off-road, and I just don't get to go off-road that often, so I don't know what the point would be. Now, let's get over to our Scout models. Scout 60. Black metallic ABS, storm blue ABS. Storm blue looks really good. It's a nice color. You can see it here. Then we have the Scout Bobber 60, black metallic ABS, metallic smoke ABS, spirit blue smoke, and striker red metallic. That red has got like a real, you know, it's a really smart name. Striker, like definitely a good name for it. Scout Rogue 60, black metallic ABS, bronze pearl metallic. This color I absolutely love. The way they did this is just such a smart play. Titanium smoke ABS. It's titanium metallic smoke, I'm sorry. Scout. Now the Scout is one of the ones that was like still kind of like a, I don't want to say base model in comparison to like the Challenger and the Chieftain, stuff like that, where they don't have like the Darkhorse models. But we have a black metallic ABS, silver quartz metallic ABS, maroon metallic ABS, spirit blue metallic over black metallic ABS, silver quartz metallic over black metallic, right orange metallic over black metallic. Now that right orange it was a very popular color. I noticed with like the Challenger and everything, so it definitely made a comeback over a couple models. Scout Bobber is another one right up there with the Scout black metallic ABS. The rest of these have ABS. I'm not gonna say ABS that many times. Ruby Smoke, Spirit, I almost did it. Springfield Blue, Silver Quartz Blue, Sagebrush Smoke, Stealth Gray, Azure Crystal, Copper Smoke, and Indie Red. Now the Copper Smoke, I want to see this color. I want to see it. Like, where is it? Let me see this color. Going, now the Scout Bobber 20, Black Metallic, rest are ABS, Black Metallic, Silver Quartz Smoke, Maroon Metallic. Maroon Metallic is such a beautiful color. Excited to see it on there. Then we have the Scout Rogue, Black Metallic, once again, rest are ABS, Black Metallic ABS, Black Smoke, Storm Blue, Sagebrush Smoke, Stealth Gray, so they still get the Stealth Gray on the Scout Rogue. You have Black Azure Crystal and Copper Metallic. So we have the Copper Smoke, now we have Copper Metallic. Like, you guys, where's this color at? Now we get over to the Chief, and we've already talked about the Chief. It's new upgrades, accessories. We have Black Metallic, Silver Quartz Smoke, and then the rest of these have ABS. Black Metallic, Silver Quartz Smoke, Maroon Metallic Smoke, which I think that color looks really, really good on the Chief. It would have definitely been in the running if I had gotten it. I actually was like, just kind of run down like, what kind of color in my head, like what would go good with this color? And I was like, oh man, I had some ideas of powder coat the wheels and everything while looking at it. Now we got the Chief Darkhorse. Does not have Stealth Gray. That's the color I have. They do not have Stealth Gray. Black Smoke, Sagebrush Smoke, Quartz Gray, and Storm Blue. Now with this one, it says standard features, LED lights, which we have. LED stop turn signals, which is all on that one. Now it shows analog gauges for the Chief, and then 4-inch touchscreen with this one. Cruise control, ride modes, keyless ignition, USB charge port. Where are you? If mine has one, I'm going to be shocked. But it's showing one for the new one, a USB charge port. Ooh, that's something I'm going to have to figure out. But, let's see. Chief Bobber, Black Metallic, Striker Red Metallic. And then we get into ABS with both of those same colors, Black Metallic and Striker Red Metallic, coming in ABS. The Darkhorse, Chief Bobber Darkhorse. Might as well say the whole thing. Black Smoke, Titanium Smoke, Silver Quartz Smoke, Copper Smoke. What I was getting at with the Chief Darkhorse is they come standard with ABS. So they do not have a Darkhorse that is non-ABS. Get over the Super Chief. Now the Super Chief has a Black Metallic with non-ABS and a Black Metallic ABS. So, then the Super Chief, same thing. All standard with ABS, Black Smoke, Silver Quartz Metallic, Striker Red Metallic, Black Azure Crystal. Now that's all those bikes, all the stuff that we know about the Super Chiefs, the Ride Command getting added to where we can follow it and all that fun stuff. It can be tracked, which is good, especially if you're trying to get insurance. Indian Springfield. Now, I feel like the Springfields are not getting enough love. They're beautiful bikes. I know other bikes probably sell more than they do, so it makes sense. Corporate-wise, once again, not everything I say is corporate approved. This is not, believe me, I am not scripted. I can't even script myself. So I'm way off on how I should be doing this. The Indian, but it's kind of, sometimes these are kind of boring, so just kind of spitballing with you guys here, and randomly stuff's going to come into my head that I want to talk about. Now we have Spirit Blue Metallic over Silver Quartz Metallic. Fantastic choice. This bike gets good vintage options. And Silver Quartz Metallic over Bronze Pearl Metallic. This looks absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It's fantastic. Works really, really well on the vintage style motorcycles. I don't want to skip over, so we'll get to the... You see that color again, and if you're already reading my mind on what I'm saying vintage, you'll already know. Springfield Darkhorse, once again, not enough love. Black Smoke, Quartz Gray. Come on. Like, both fantastic options. They look really good. The Sagebrush was a beautiful option, and I know like not having that same color year after year is good for like people like for me. I have the Stealth Gray. I got my year. Anybody buying a new one this year is not going to get the Stealth Gray unless you guys go have it painted. So good luck with that. Now the Chieftain. This is such a fantastic option if you guys are getting into baggers. The Black Metallic is a good looking bike overall. There's some chrome stuff that you can easily black out. Find a good powder coat person. The wheels can be changed colors. Like, there's so many different ways to build these bikes up that you don't have to worry. You can go the other route. It's way easier to go with a Darkhorse. That's what I did. But black metallic coming in at $22,499 US. Of course, that's for other stuff. Taxes. Chieftain, Darkhorse. Now this is where we get into like some good colors. Black smoke, ruby smoke is back. Quartz gray, sagebrush smoke, spirit blue smoke, stealth gray azure crystal, and copper smoke. I gotta see this color. Like, I'm gonna keep saying it, but once again, all those come standard with ABS. We're talking black smoke coming in at $28,499, and your copper smoke coming in at $30,249. Let's see. So then we're gonna hop on over to the Chieftain Limited. So you can see these chrome models are not getting as much attention as the Darkhorses, which is rightfully so. The black motors looks fantastic. Black metallic, spirit blue metallic, silver quartz metallic. Silver quartz, fantastic looking color. All coming in with ABS. Indian Challenger. Now, black metallic, titanium smoke. Those are, you get two base model colors, and if you guys, anybody's been seeing some of these people build out titanium smoke bikes, they look fantastic. So you got so much room for these. If you're wondering what doesn't come in on these base models, you need the GPS and stuff like that. It still has a ride command, but it doesn't have the same ride command. So it's, I don't want to say off the top of my head because they may have changed it in the last couple of years. There's a price and like a thing that the dealer can install and download. There's a GPS unit, stuff like that. So that's all kinds of little things like that that get added to the bike if you upgrade. So we have the Indian Challenger Darkhorse, also all the ABS. I believe all the big bikes are ABS. Black smoke, titanium smoke, Indy red over black metallic, sagebrush smoke, riot orange smoke, storm blue over black metallic. You can see that riot orange is coming back again. Definitely seemed to be a fan favorite. Indian Challenger Limited, black metallic, maroon metallic, spirit blue metallic over black metallic. So same thing. The chromes are just not getting as many options. Good options, yes. Black motor's where it's at. Now, the Indian Challenger Elite, while we're still in the Challenger phase of our group, sapphire blue smoke. And it has titanium smoke accents that look texturized. It's a gorgeous motorcycle. That one's coming with the upgraded stereo, the upgraded light. They colored in the pieces around the light. We've got, this one has a pedal instead of a peg for the brake. So that one I thought was interesting. It's got driving lights, but it doesn't have the lower fairings. So the driving lights are up where the Challenger ones go. Then we're gonna hop on over to the Roadmaster. I'm gonna do a whole video on the Elite. It doesn't need a lot of time, but I'd like to break down just the one. Now, just because I really like it. The Roadmaster is getting a black metallic and a silver quartz metallic over bronze pearl metallic. What? Well, I told you, the vintage style bike, getting that vintage look. I think it looks actually fantastic. A great looking vintage motorcycle with great vintage style inspired paint. Kind of reminds me of that root beer brown kind of look. I've actually thought about painting a couple things that way, and I haven't done it, but you never know. Now we have the Roadmaster Darkhorse with black smoke, bronze pearl metallic, and silver quartz smoke. All looking fantastic for that one. We got the Roadmaster Limited, striker red metallic, and black azure crystal. That striker red looks really, really good on the Roadmaster Limited. Now we get over to the Pursuits. The Pursuits have an extra level tier to them, if you want to call it. So we have the Indian Pursuit Darkhorse with a black smoke, stealth gray. So the stealth gray is coming on over to the Pursuit. Then we have silver quartz smoke, striker red metallic over black metallic. Then we have the premium package. Premium package comes with electrical adjustable rear suspension preload, smart lean technology, integrated driving lights, heated touring seat, and lower fairing storage. If you guys don't know, the lower fairings come normal. You can add storage or you can add speakers. On this one, it comes with the storage, which is definitely nice to have because there's a good amount of extra storage there for when you're making trips or however you want to do it. Have something easily accessible. You know, always keep both hands on the bars. Be smart. What we have with the premium package: black smoke, stealth gray, silver quartz smoke, striker red metallic over black metallic, quartz gray, pearl white over black metallic. Now I'm curious on this one if it's going to get that touch of red. If you guys see Riding Fish's new Pursuit, he got the premium and he's got that little hint of red inside that pearl white and black. Now, Indian Pursuit Limited, black metallic, spirit blue metallic, maroon metallic over crimson metallic. Beautiful two-tone on that. Now, also, we have the premium packages for this. With everything I was saying from the last one, we got black metallic, spirit blue metallic, maroon metallic over crimson metallic, and a copper metallic. I think that's going to be gorgeous. Gorgeous. I really, really dig what they're doing. I can put my notes down now. I have to have these notes because, like I said, you guys, I'm freeballing all this stuff with you and spitballing. How do you say that correctly? I don't know. I love these motorcycles. I love the color options. There's definitely some stuff I'd like to see still. This is all me. This has nothing to do with corporate. I have no idea what Indian Motorcycle and Polaris are going to do in the future. For me, a couple things. FTR, I really liked the old style setup. I know people that have already said they'd like to see this one on there. I know people want to see this on the Springfield. They want to see this on the Scout. I wonder, this is, once again, this is 100% me. I have no idea what they're going to do in the future. No one tells me this kind of stuff. And if they did, I'd probably have to sign something and I wouldn't be allowed to talk about it. But I'm not at that stage. My Scout bobber, I love the way it is, don't get me wrong, but I have taken it during. I'd love the ride command on there. Like, I'm gonna love taking the Chief to, you know, a few hundred miles and, oh, I don't know the area, I need a GPS and I don't want to put my phone on the bars. That's gonna be fantastic. What I'd like to see is an Indian Scout Elite. I think that would be the easiest way to do it, to test the waters, however you want to do it. People who really, really, really want it. You know, I'm sure it's a pricey upgrade, but people love the Scout, and I want to see more love for the Scout. Just in general, I think we still have a lot. I see it all the time. I see Scouts every day almost now. If I don't see a Scout, I see a bigger bike. And I saw 4. Like, the times are changing to where, like, oh, I don't see them. I see them all the time. I saw 3 in the parking lot the other day that were not with each other and they didn't know each other. Like, I rolled up and then I look over and a guy that works there has a brand new Scout bobber. Like, I go past to Julian and they're all 3 in different groups. Like, they are definitely growing, and mainly Scouts. I see a lot of Scouts. They're really good motorcycles. I see a lot of big bikes too, don't get me wrong. I've seen a few of these. I've seen Scout Rogues. So they're out there. I'm sure a Scout Rogue Elite, whew, I think you could do some amazing stuff with that. Just ask Frankie Garcia. Look at that build. Oh my God. All right, guys, that's enough for me rambling. I'm sure you guys are hopefully going over to IndianMotorcycle.com, building out your bike, seeing what you want it to look like. Maybe check out these new colors, the ones that I don't have images of myself to post on this video. I'm getting information as fast as I humanly can and trying to make as good of a video as I humanly can. So I'm gonna get over. I want to talk about the Indian Challenger. I want to talk about the FTR, and so those videos will be up today as well. So if you guys liked the video at all, maybe one thing I said, give me a thumbs up. You know, hit subscribe if you want to see more of my crazy adventures. And I had a busy year, and I'm gonna have a busy year next year, especially building this 2022 Indian Chief. I've got a lot of stuff coming up for this bike that I don't think people are expecting. So I'm super stoked to show this off in Portland at the One Moto show. And man, we got so much more stuff to do. So let me get out of here, you guys. Stay safe, stay classy. I'll catch you later.